Welcome to the Aquaflow Crypto Lab. Guys, it's been 2 months since my last video. But on my last video, I shared with you an analysis on the 2 months time frame. So we were waiting for this moment and you knew what we were hoping for. That said, I will be more consistent in the future with my next videos, and I have a lot of surprises for you because I really want to grow this community and to make you better investors. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel, and now let's begin. If I had only one thing to teach to someone that is new to crypto, it would be support and resistance. Indeed, this 2 month chart is telling us exactly what XRP is currently doing. I know that the crowd is really focusing on shorter time frame, but on this channel, we have a long vision, a long-term vision of XRP, right? And as you can see, since November of last year, XRP has been retesting this box, this orange box. Indeed, with this huge green candle, we went all the way up until reaching the top of the box. It was the first time. 2 months later, we reached again the top of the box, right? Again with this candle. And here we got rejected to the downside, right? Before going up again. Indeed, this box is a big deal, guys, because it will decide if XRP is able to go to the next orange box, which is here. Indeed, here it was the very first time that we reached the top of the box. So we penetrated the box, we hit the top of it, and we got rejected to the downside. Next, we went down, we have our bear market, we went up again, we penetrated the box, and we got rejected to the downside again. And as you can see here, we have no candle body closing inside the box. You see, we have a candle, and just the candle after, we got rejected. So no candle body inside the box, right? Here it was the same thing. We have a candle penetrating the box, but just after, we got rejected by it. So no candle body inside the box again. But here it was the very first time that we penetrated the box, right? But with the second candle, we stayed inside the box. And here we have a beautiful candle body inside the box. And this is a sign that the market may be in a transition phase. Why do I say this? It's because we didn't go above the box. You see, we have no candle closing above the box. So we are still a little bit bearish. But at the same time, we didn't get rejected out of the box, meaning that we are bullish also. So this very candle indicates that XRP may be in a transition phase into a bull run, right? And as long as XRP will not be able to break this strong resistance, we will not go to the moon, guys. So it is very important that we are able to break this resistance, right? And just a small reminder for those who missed my previous video, let me remind you how I drew these orange boxes. In green, you have the Bitcoin overlay chart, right? And here you see we have a top for Bitcoin, the bottom for Bitcoin, okay? Here we have the top for Bitcoin, the bottom for Bitcoin, okay? Here you have again a top and a bottom. And you see the box matches the top and the bottom. So every time I have a top and a bottom, I draw a box. So top, bottom, we have this orange box. Top, bottom, I drew this orange box. And here, top, bottom, I drew this orange box. And my XRP bull run theory states that every time that we are able to cross an orange box, we will go to the next one. And before this, we will use it as a strong resistance. Okay? You see here, for example, we went to the top of the box, we got rejected to the downside. Then we retested it, we got rejected by it. Again, here, we went up, a little rejection, before crossing it, right? And then we went to the second box until here. Okay, then we got rejected by it. We went up to retest the box. We got rejected again. And now we are trying to cross this orange box. And if we are able to do so, we know that the next target is this orange box. So I've been showing you this chart for multiple months now, and you can see how it played out. It's beautiful. But there is more to this chart, right? I want you to focus on the channels, the white channels going up like this. And especially on this one, right? Because you see here, it was a strong bottom for XRP, okay? We hit the line, we went up. Again, we hit the line, we crossed it, and here we started using it as a strong resistance, okay? Then we crossed it, bull market, we went down, down, down to hit what? This line again. And again, it was a bottom for XRP. So here we have a bottom. Here we have a bottom again. Then we went up. We retested the box. We went down. We crossed the line. And look, it is crucial, guys. It was a strong support here. We went up. again, strong support, we can circle it, okay? So here, strong support, we crossed it, and here, strong resistance this time. So guys, this is exactly why supports and resistances are the keys of any chart. Because look how strong this is. You see, so support, support, resistance, then we went back down and up again, and look guys, this is beautiful. Again, resistance. We went down, support this time, again, strong support, and we broke this resistance, right? With this huge green candle, and look what we hit, the orange box. But also we hit again this line, right? This is the same line that we've been hitting again and again. So this was the first time, second time, and third time. Then you see with the second candle, we hit it again with this huge wick to the upside, but we got rejected by it and we closed inside the box again. And here it's the same thing. So this was the fourth time, and then it was exactly the same thing with this candle, because as you can see, we have a wick that is trying to go up and above this white line, but again we got rejected by it. So here was the fourth time that we got rejected. Again with this candle, we have a wick going up, and again we hit this white line and we got rejected for the fifth, I can't even say it guys, the fifth time. So at the end of the day, we have a beautiful confluence zone between this white channel going up and this orange box. And you see, as both were crossing at the same time, just right here, we have a confluence of tests of those both areas at the same time. So you see it, right? We have the white going up like this. We have this orange box just right here. And at the same time, we have this cluster of resistances just right here. And where do I go with this? This is key, guys, okay? This, you will not see it on another channel, guys, only on this channel, and you will understand exactly what's going on right now. If you understood what I've been trying to say, this white line is a resistance, guys, okay? This is a resistance. So I know that everybody is telling that XRP is going to the moon, but before going to the moon, guys, we have to overcome this strong resistance, okay? Because we've been hitting it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, and this is the 6th time that we will try to break this resistance. So this is a huge deal, guys. So the great news is that XRP is breaking out of the orange box, right? Right now we are above this orange box, and this is really, really good. But at the same time, we have this strong resistance ahead of us. And in order for XRP to start really mooning, we have to cross, guys, this strong resistance. It's that simple. And on this chart, I have also two very, very important lines, which are the blue line and the orange line. When we are above this line, you can consider that XRP is in a bull market, and below it, you can consider that XRP is in a bear market. So for example, here, you see, here, we are below the lines, we were in a bear market, then we went up, crossed them, then we are in a bull market during this entire phase. Then this was a transition phase because we have a candle closing between the orange and the blue line, and at the end we went into a bear market and we were below both lines for multiple months. And as you can see, during this bear phase, we used those lines as strong resistances, right? Then in the bull market as strong support. Then again, in the bear market as strong resistances, we hit it here, again here strong resistance with the close below it, despite this strong wick. Then we went up, here it was a support, we went up again, and we crossed it again. And it was a strong bear market during this entire phase, when we were below it, right? And we tried multiple times to go above the lines. You see here, we crossed the blue line, we got rejected. Here again, here with this strong candle, but we got rejected at the end with a close below the line. Here again, we tried to go above it, but we couldn't, we got rejected. So you understand how important those lines are. And now I want you to pay attention to one thing, you see? So we already explained about this huge green candle. We went up and we hit this white channel and the box, the top of the box, and we got rejected. And you can see that during this transition, XRP was waiting for the orange line and the blue line to catch up, right, before bouncing again. So you see, we went sideways, you see, during this entire phase. If we only consider the bodies of the candle, you can see that this is really an indecision phase. So it's like XRP was waiting for this orange line to catch up, and here we hit it, right, with this wick of this candle. Then it started going up again, we hit it again with this candle. So I cleaned the chart a little bit so you can see it better, but you see with this candle we hit the orange line, then we went up, we hit this line again, but we stayed above this orange line. And now that we are going up, as you can see, it's because of the orange line that pushed us to the upside, because it seems that the bulls were pushing, didn't want XRP to cross this orange line, so they pushed the price to the upside. But at the same time, as you can see, we crossed the blue line. You see, with this candle, with this very candle, we were going sideways, and with this candle, we went below the blue line, meaning that now the blue line is a resistance, guys. You start understanding how important this is. The orange line is a strong support because you see, we hit it, we went up, we hit it, we went up, right? And here we were about to cross it, and it pushed the price to the upside. But at the same time, as we crossed this blue line, it means that now the blue line that is just right here is a resistance, guys. That's why we need to pay attention to how this 2 months candle will close. Because if the candle closes below the blue line, it means that it is really a resistance. So we will have to pay attention to this. But if it's closing above the blue line, it means that this candle was a false signal and the orange line is winning and pushing us to the upside. So far, if we only consider this orange line, we know that it is pushing us up, right? But we always have to consider everything, the big picture in the chart, and to consider all my indicators. This is key, guys. And this is exactly why we have to stay level-headed, guys. And to sum it up, after multiple months in a row, XRP is finally able to break out of this orange box. But we know that this white channel going up is a strong resistance. So we hit it here, here, here. So here is also a strong resistance. But resistances are meant to be broken. But when this, we don't really know. So hopefully XRP will be able to break this resistance. But don't be surprised if we get rejected. But resistances are meant to be broken, so hopefully XRP will be able to go up and to break this resistance, but don't be surprised if we get rejected by it either. And at the same time, we have this orange line pushing us to the upside, but this blue line acting as a resistance also. So this candle is really key in deciding the future of the market, guys. I hope it's clear. Let me know if you have questions in the comment section. Now we can move to the next chart, the cloud chart. As I don't want the video to be too long, we will focus on this part of the chart, okay? On this chart, you know that we have the cloud indicator, which is green in bull markets. And here you see the cloud indicator is green. And when it is orange, it is like a transition phase, a consolidation phase, where we have to retest this cloud as a strong resistance or as a strong support. For example, during this bear market here, you see, we went below the cloud and we retested it, we got rejected by it, and we went down. Here, strong resistance, 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 and we broke the resistance and we went up, right? Until this point, then we started going sideways to retest what? Here, the cloud again. And hopefully, as you can see, it was a very, very strong support that we tested here. Then we penetrated the cloud again, but it pushed us to the upside. That's why we are still in a bull market, okay? However, I want you to pay attention to the second indicator, which is the buy-sell signal indicator that I updated, right? To have a little bit more details about is it a good time to sell or to buy XRP. And as you can see here, when we are in a bull market and we have a 2, usually we at least have here a pullback of the market. What do I mean by that? Let's have a look. Here we have a 2, okay? We went down. Here we were in a bull phase, a little bull phase here, and above the cloud chart, okay, the cloud indicator, and we went down again. Here we have a 2. We were in a bull market. We have this red candle, okay? Here, again, we went down again until reaching the cloud, and we went up. Then we have a 3 this time, and it was our very top. Then we went here into a bear market, right? Then up above the cloud chart, and here we have a 2 again, okay? And we have a correction of the market until reaching the cloud again, okay? Let's continue, okay? So here we crossed the cloud, we went down, crossed it again, and here it was the only time this was wrong, because at the end we went up again with a second leg up. But we got a second warning, a warning again, a warning again, so we knew that we had this coming until reaching the cloud again, because this is the pattern, guys. You see, here we went up, we have a 2, we went down to retest the cloud, we went up, here it was our very top, to retest the cloud, and we have a leg up just right here. Then we crossed the cloud, we have a 2 again, even the 3 here, we went where? To retest the cloud, here to retest the cloud. So this is a pattern, guys, and we know that usually when we have these candles and those 2s, we go to the cloud, okay? So this is exactly what we did. Indeed, this is the pattern, guys. Look, here we have a 2, we went down to retest the cloud before going up again. You see, here we have a 2 and a 3, we went down to retest the cloud before this leg up, okay? Even here we have a 3, we went down to retest the cloud before the leg up, okay? And here it was exactly the same thing, guys. Look, here we went up, this was a mistake, right? A false signal, but with this cluster of 2s, we went down again and sideways to retest the cloud as a support. And now I want you really to pay attention to this warning signal, because it's saying that XRP is overbought. And in the previous chart, we saw that this was a resistance area also. So I know that this is not very popular to say, but don't be surprised if we have a small rejection from this area. I am on the 23 days time frame. And of course, guys, hear me clear, I don't want to go down. Of course, I want XRP to go to the moon. But I'm just showing you the big picture and what my indicators are saying. So my indicators are really showing that XRP is in a strong bullish trend, and the key areas are really used as strong support. This is key, and this is very positive because we retested the cloud, we went up, we went down again to retest the bottom of the cloud, and we went up again. So these are bullish signals, but at the same time, we cannot ignore that this zone is a very strong resistance. So if XRP is able to break it, well, this is perfect, guys. But if we have a small rejection from this area before going up, don't be surprised neither. Now we can move to the next chart, and it is the bull bear index. So on this chart, it's very clear. XRP is still in a bullish trend, as you can see, at 89%, and it's 11% neutral and 0% bearish. This is key, guys. This is very important. As you know, this is a lagging indicator, but it's really hopeful for the future to see such green points in the bull bear index. And also just above, we have the gummy line, and you see strong support. Then we crossed it, resistance, resistance, resistance. Again, we went up, here, resistance again, but then support in this bull market, right? Then we crossed it, we used it as a very strong resistance, we went up. We went down, sorry. Then we went sideways, we went up, again, resistance, because no candle body closing above the gummy line, resistance, 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 then breakout. And now we are trending above the gummy line, and we didn't even retested it. And also just above, we have the gummy line. Here you see support, resistance, 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 resistance during this bear market. Then we went above it. Here resistance again before crossing it, and support. We crossed it, resistance, resistance, resistance. We have this entire bear phase, right? And every time we tried to cross above it, but we got rejected to the downside with no candle body closing above the gummy line. And then we crossed it officially with this move, okay? And as you can see, we didn't retest the gummy line. So this is really positive again, because it means that the market is bullish and that we are still in a bull market. And we can move to the last chart of the day. It will be very quick, and it is the big picture chart. And as you can see, we are still above the bull market support with the blue dots, and we are still above the bull bear band in green. So this means that XRP is still in a bull market. I really hope you had a great time and now everything is clear in your mind. If you have questions, comments about the channel and my content, please let me know. As I said, I have a lot of surprises for you and I will be more consistent with my content. So if you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel. That's all for today, and as always, time will tell.